Guess who? It's me. This is my second run of the intro because I left that on there and didn't even notice. But I figured now the gag would be I remove it. Now, I'm here to talk to you about joy and sadness. There is nothing more sad than day-to-day monotonous life. That is of course why I am dressed in corporate attire. But there's something that will bring joy to anybody, and it's not playing Among Us VR. It's an insane place where reality isn't what it seems, and it's so scary that I actually am too afraid to even go into it. So my comfort is reading the stories of those who survived and those who unfortunately did not. So I hope you enjoy going through these horrifying stories of real life survivors who made it through some of these attacks. But that of course is just me, just reading them off. I didn't go through the bravery or the sacrifice or danger associated with playing Among Us VR. Though at this rate, after reading most of these, I kind of think it might be safer than VR chat, crazy enough, which I have tried a little bit of back in my more dangerous experimental days. Please, can the children just shush it? It drives me frantic. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
There's no place like home.
Anyway, if we were to move on from that sticky situation, there's many a problem with this stupid game. One being the amount of 1 to 6-year-olds on the network. I'm being dribbed bonkers. If I were to probe anything, it would be this. Please enforce the regime and remove all childs from the net, and then to move all people of... Oh my god. Lots of angry 12-year-olds shouting the N-word, and dads that have a wife and 4 children. 10 out of 10 would play again. I hate kids! Add age filter and partying up with friends, and the game is fixed. Greetings! We have good news about this nasty matchmaking bug. In a recent build, we addressed the issue. You can now play with friends much faster and easier. The process is the same. Create a private lobby and share the code with your friends. After they join, turn the lobby public to add players to your match. Thanks for your patience on this fix. For some reason, I really thought they were implying that they added an age filter. I don't know. This guy's profile picture makes me think he might be right at home. The game in concept is great. However, despite a completely unenforced minimum age requirement, it's full of 5 to 10-year-olds immediately announcing who the other imposter is, or worse, screaming the N-word over and over. If they implement 18 plus only lobbies that are strictly enforced, I will happily... If you ever wanted to be a first grade teacher that can't control her class, then play this. Dude, a lot of these are just people booting up the game and expecting Among Us VR not to be completely infested with children, which is like, once again, I don't blame them for being mad. Totally justified, totally, oh my god, that sounds horrible, but also, it's Among Us VR. You are playing Among Us VR, my guy. You are quite literally playing Among Us VR. You expected adults? You expected it to be nothing but e-girls and streamers playing Among Us VR? Dude, like really? It's so comical. I love psychological manipulation against minors. I believe it is a hereditary skill depending on how much your parents love you. I have truly been blessed to have such terrible parents that I can finally be able to relieve my skill to the world. To my good friend Lime, I truly am appreciative of our heartfelt moments together. The core memory of the time you ran away from my loving hands screaming as I just wanted to give you a very nice hug before forever being engraved in my mind. If you are out there, please send me letters in the mail as my life will never be the same without you. Too many stupid little, ugly little, smelly little, and overall disgusting little stupid squeakers. Other than that, it seems alright. Too many kids that are very racist and swearing. Everybody that plays this game are actual 5-year-olds. I mean, the actual game is good and fun, but it's kind of annoying when you hear a 5-year-old screaming about skibbity toilet. Too many kids screaming N-word. Game is full of 6-year-olds. Got killed in a 1 imposter game. I died, and some 5-year-old nasally kid walks up to my body and says, "Do I report it?" And the nasally 5-year-old imposter says, "No," and then walks away. I mean, guy, you played more of the game after your review. You're bringing this onto yourself at this point. 10 out of 10 game, 0 out of 10 experience. Great game, but pretty bad experience, unless you have 10 friends with a VR headset. Public lobbies are unplayable. People quit when they don't get imposter or die. Meetings are all about who screams the loudest. Bunch of kids, bunch of trolls, or people teaming up and acting as third or fourth imposter. Don't take yourself too seriously if you plan on joining public lobbies. I guess you could probably find a Discord server with people to play with. It's probably what I'm gonna do to give this game a second try. Ooh, sorry you had that experience, crewmate. Oh man, that's rough, buddy. This game has convinced me never to have kids in the future. Also, don't play public matches unless you're some weird, disgusting nonce, because it's filled with loud and clueless children. Just play with your friends if you have any kids. This is probably the most helpful, honest review yet. Kids, indeed. Racist children. Man, power to them for getting even longer than 30 minutes. And finally, Among Us Daycare Edition. Fun game. Still the same Among Us. However, many features are lacking due to its VR. Voice chat is one of the selling points, but good lord! Only children play this game. I don't blame the devs. This is just due to Oculus Quest being widely available. Again, on the many lacking features, only one map, a new VR exclusive one, is planned. And the VR is barely taken advantage of and very few tasks. No security cams too? Good game, too many children. First game I had 10-year, whoa, okay, hold on there. Got called the N-word non-stop by a group of 10-year-olds immediately upon getting in a lobby. Couldn't find a dissimilar lobby. Gave up after less than half an hour trying to deal with constant ear assault from children screaming at the top of their lungs into a mic and constant racial insults. The experience is not recommended. Proceed at your own risk. We hear you, crewmate. I mean, I know the devs are replying to the best of their ability, but like, oh my god. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed a very brief look into the terror of Among Us VR. It's a very dangerous place and not one I ever hope to experience myself. But there it is, and if you ever feel brave enough, please play it and write your review of the game. I unironically do read these sometimes when I'm feeling down, because then I can look forward to, hey, at least I didn't spend a couple hours of my life playing Among Us in VR with children, right? There's one benefit, you know? But that's Among Us VR.